dirty cigarette, I thought the worst of my doings hadn't come to me yet. If loneliness could sing, wouldn't that ring true? I bet the whole wide world would hear it. Sing along to the tune. Ah, ooh. Time ain't sure to tell how mistakes are made. With each lesson learned, bring something to the page. If heartbreak had a name, it'd be Josephine. Yes, I saw her the other day. She burned out in a gleam. Ah, ooh. Cripple Creek in search of golden treasure, and fruition came to be. And so loneliness could take me halfway to the sea. Oh, but I don't want to do it without someone next to me. Ooh, ooh.
Awesome. My voice is never prepared to speak. So your stage name or your artist name is Cous.
Yes.
And your birth name is Cassie.
Yes, Cassandra, if you will.
Is there a backstory to Cous?
Yeah, that's actually, it's been a nickname that I've had with my family forever. My cousin gave it to me when I was like 5, and everyone just calls me Cous. So when I was thinking about the moniker for this project, I was like, that just feels really true and right.
I like it. I don't know anybody else named Cous, so
yeah.
It's nice. You played Red Rocks, right?
I've had the good fortune, of playing there once with Cous and then sneaking in there supporting my buddy last year as well. So that place is never gets old.
Yeah, that must be
spoiled.
A really cool moment for a musician.
Yeah, and it's like so cool. I grew up, 10 minutes away from there. So having the opportunity to play there was like bucket list shit.
What's the one thing that people like don't know about Red Rocks or wouldn't think about it?
I gotta think about that.
It's got like a weird smell to it, or
it smells like shit. No.
The stage.
Yeah,
Smells like crap.
It's like, I guess I was kind of surprised at how like spacious the underground is. Like the whole like backstage and everything is right beneath the stage down there, and it's like kind of a lot of like tunnels and weaving stuff. I mean, it's also like just being on the stage looking up when it's, sold out audience. It's such a different perspective from, being in the audience. And you can get that, like, when you go hiking there or whatever in a day. I used to do that all the time. Just like envision hopefully playing there at some point, but that shit's crazy.
That was like a
Looking
dream.
up at that.
A dream come true kind of moment.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I was like shaking in my boots in some regards for sure, pretty nervous, but I don't know, it's also like you play enough and you get comfortable and get into your rhythms, and after the first song I was like, all right, let's fucking go, Red Rocks.
Who were you opening for?
I was opening for Camp with Future Birds.
Nice.
Two
So
great bands.
Are you friends with somebody in camp?
My cousin plays bass.
Oh,
so,
that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've known those boys for a long time. They've been such great mentors, obviously family, and just good friends to turn to with questions, thoughts, guidance, all stuff. Yeah, very fortunate.
What's his name?
His name is Matt Vincent, aka the Wonder Fool.
That must be like interesting growing up with a cousin who's in a really well-known band like that, like nationally famous.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely having some great success, which is well deserved. But I mean, he'll always just be Matty V, the little Sasquatch, dumbass, sweet cousin that I'll always have.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's cool.
We got to keep him humble out here.
What do you think, like, you think Michael Jordan's kids, like, clown on him and say, like, Dad, chew with your mouth closed, you're being, like, a...
Someone's got to do it, right?
Yeah.
I hope that they're just poking the bear. Got to keep these people
There's
humble.
nobody big enough where they're just, like, untouchable by their family.
Yeah, you got to have a good roasting every now and then.
Makes you human.
It takes a wanted man to sing a worried song. I can't afford to keep you on my arm and don't play by the rules. Test me twice, you'll find out that a mamba strikes at night. Put your troubles down, talk it out. Time is a luxury that I can't count on. Say it twice, we don't play nice. Give me something to find the sweet delights. If you're spinning down, I'm around. Slip out the back door without a sound. Reconsider, they heard a slither come from the living room. Monday night. Well, loving you was hard to do. You feel like a fraction of written reviews. When I wanted to go to the moon, I never imagined you wanted to be there too. You wanted to be there too.
You mentioned before we got rolling here that you're leaving the state of Colorado here for a move out west.
Yes, I'm headed further west. Get me near some water. Eyes on Seattle at this point.
Cool.
Yeah.
What drove that move, if I may ask?
Water, a big one. Like, I grew up in Colorado. It's beautiful here. We've got so much to offer, but ocean is not one of them. So I feel like I need that in my soul. And then the, like, outdoor terrain there is so cool. Just thick forests. I'm looking to get up in those national forests. Skiing out there. Got a few friends. Music scene seems awesome. So it's kind of like a bunch of things just coming together, and feels like the right time to leave.
It's interesting what different people are drawn to.
Yeah.
So I was listening to some of your music for today, and I listened to the song Mountains and Sea.
That's exactly the battle, man. It's the internal pull of, like, I love Colorado, but I love the ocean. I love some salt water.
And I don't know if you're going to perform it, but the lyrics basically spell out what you're saying.
Yeah.
Kind of being torn between them, the mountains and the sea. So
Yeah.
it's interesting to see that the terror has been too strong.
Yeah, it's always been itching at me. Mountains and seas.
One of the things I've been trying to do on the show is just explore a few kind of broad topics with people and get their perspective and kind of just get a census about where everybody's at in their minds in the current day. One of those is hope. Is there anything that you're kind of hopeful for yourself, something you hope will happen for yourself the next day and the next year, or something you're hopeful for in others or society around you? Does anything come to mind?
I love that. I mean, I'm hopeful with the move that I have coming up. I feel like that's a good wavelength change for me. But I mean, at large, what a turbulent year we've had and to come. See what happens in November. It's tough, and I find myself easily taking sides, but I hope at some point we can somehow come together, because at the end of the day, I really do think we all have a lot more in common than we don't. And that's so hard to remember. And it's easy to get wrapped up in, just all the talking points and like kind of the negative stuff. So myself included, I hope to be a better piece of bringing some togetherness in our country. Because my Lord, we need it.
I agree. Yeah, we got to find that hope, because sometimes it feels hard. But I think one thing is just remembering that sometimes we're hearing the loudest voices that are dissenting, instead of maybe just having a chat with your neighbor or somebody at the park. And I feel like those experiences kind of help you remember that we're all very similar. We want the same things. We want to be safe and want to be able to pursue our things in life and raise families and those types of things.
Yeah, we all want a home. We all want health care. We all want good education. Every time I try to see the right, makes me sigh. I'm left asking myself, why did I stay here all night? When I feel darkness slip into my heels, I find relief through slender strings and sweet nothings. That's right. All night, all night. Save the jade and meet me at the bay. I cave to your banana eyes. It should be no surprise. And if I was to stay, would you lay under the reed? Tell me, fucked up a little lyric in there, but it works. Well, I've seen lots of people. The original lyric is, well, I've said goodbye to lots of people.
It
I
makes
like
it
that. I'm gonna fucking change it and move forward.
Nice. It's part of the creative process.
Sure.
Are you feeling like you're in that headspace right now? In that creative well where you could just like grab some words and write a song right now?
I'm never like, I don't
I'm
know.
just
I
kidding,
feel like I'm kind of a coy songwriter. And like, I get nervous making music with people for some reason. At least like writing. It's such a vulnerable state to be in with people.
Absolutely. I would imagine.
Which, I don't know, that might also be a product of some kind of unhealthier songwriting relationships I've had. But it's good to like be open. And like, that's what I was trying to remind myself. Throw things at the wall, see if it sticks. Creating some no judgment zones.
I think the people around you are super important. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm working on a creative project, it makes like all the difference if you're around people you can trust and be vulnerable with. Otherwise, like, I'm not feeling like I can express myself.
Yeah. I've been on both sides of that for sure. And it always feels better being on the latter, whatever what you
Former. What is the most controversial thing that you believe or espouse?
Well, the earth is flat. I'm just kidding. Shit. I feel like I get I mean I feel like we kind of talked about this. I feel like I get some flack for not liking certain foods, like mustard. That's a hard pass for me, dog. I feel like people are always trying to like sushi. It's not me. I've gotten really sick eating it. And I feel like people are always like, you should just try it. Just try it again. And I'm like, God, I'll force the hand, but every time it's just no bueno for me.
People get offended because you don't enjoy the things that they enjoy.
Like sushi. I'm like, guys, there's so many other cuisines that we could go to.
It's a funny kind of
It's a hot take.
Conflict.
Sushi. I
You
guess
need to like it. You should start liking this. Even if you don't, just keep trying it.
Yeah, and I'm like, guys, I've tried the mustards, I've tried the sushis. Any popping in mind for you?
I'm thinking about music for some reason. There's like a couple bands that I know are good, but I just don't like them. And they're like classic bands. Man, my brain isn't working as well late at night. This isn't late at night. Obviously, there's daylight coming through the...
It's Friday, man. I'm in the same boat. I just changed some lyrics to my song.
You know
the
band Styx?
Styx? Like S-T-I-C-K?
S-T-Y-X?
Oh, no.
The classic rock band. Anyways.
Styx?
Yeah.
Trash?
No, they're good. I just don't like them.
That's fair.
Like, I recognize, I get it, but it's just like, I don't want to listen to that. And what's that one drum intro everybody likes? Like, In the Air Tonight, Phil Collins? Like, I just don't really like that much.
Yeah. Dude, that's classic.
Yeah, it's fine. You can have that. It's like my mustard, so...
That's fair. We all have our mustards. I guess I feel that way about some of, like, the big pop people right now. I haven't listened to Sabrina Carpenter. I think that's her name. Or like, she's having a big summer with like espresso and something else.
I didn't know who was popular when I was young, so there's no way I know who's popular now.
That's fair.
I was listening to the band, for crying out loud. Like, nobody's listening to the band.
Tasty taste. Yeah, I feel fortunate that like me and my sisters grew up on our parents' music, and they loved like the Beatles, Bob Dylan, Jim Croce, the band. Like, I feel grateful to have been exposed to some quality music at a young age, and who are still some of my favorites.
There's something like that roots music that just, for me, really connects in some of those groups. There's something very unique about the band for some reason that I just don't feel is often replicated in the 60 years since they were like performing. It's like this dense mix of piano, fiddle, like this accordion and organ instrumentation, and all these like rich vocals coming together in this like harmonies of Americana. Even though only one of the members was from the United States, they managed to write all these songs that just feel like such a almanac of Americana references. It's just like so neat to me.
They hopped on the bandwagon.
There you go.
Pretty much.
So we talked about things we're hopeful for earlier,
Yeah.
and I'm wondering if there's anything you're worried about, either for yourself or for others around you, that's been in your mind lately.
I mean, there's a lot of crazy political ideas being thrown on the table. I hope that I have right to healthcare. I hope that, like my sister who is gay, I hope her and her wife continue to be able to be married and we don't have a future where that is compromised. They're also like trying to have a kid, so IVF will be on the table. I hope that happens for them. They're going to be the best moms. I feel like, yeah, honestly, the political landscape worries me a lot right now. And that kind of bleeds into the like hoping to have more conversations with people and finding the middle ground and like remembering that we all have neighbors. Our neighbors might be different than us, and we can all have our right to our opinions and everything, but like we gotta have bodily autonomy. We gotta have like general rights as Americans. That's the beautiful nature of this try of democracy that we're doing here. It's like the first of its kind, and lots shaking out good, some shaking out bad. I hope that we continue to just carry kindness for people, and that worries me. The hatred worries me.
Is art and songwriting a way to kind of maybe express or sometimes funnel the worries or concerns about some of these things within humanity?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I have some kind of subtle nods throughout some of my songs. I mean, also a worry, let's throw in there the environment and the world that we'll be leaving for the next generation. And, when we are older, hopefully we'll have a good inhabitable planet. But like my song Hazy Daisies is pretty much an ode to and cry for Mother Nature. And we gotta do something because we are heating up. The climate be changing.
It feels like the more extreme our politics get, the faster our society is moving with technology, that there's this even more of this push to kind of just live in the short term, get to the next day, get to the next paycheck, try to find solutions for the next year, that I feel like it's almost maybe counteracting or opposing this idea that like we need to think generations ahead and caretake for the earth, because sometimes things feel like so catastrophic in the moment.
That's such a good point. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And I feel like I see that, and I think I even feel that sometimes, Like, it's tough out here. Adulting. Like,
Right. It feels hard.
it does feel hard. Like, we all have big shit going on in our lives, but I don't know. I think I get frustrated sometimes hearing the like climate denial, especially from older generations, where it's like, okay, but you're not going to be the ones left with this. Like, we're going to start to see it in our middle to later age, and then the generations after us are certainly going to feel the effects of this. So I just hope that can shift to more of a collectivist conversation and not so much individualist, because I think in America we are so individualist. Like, everyone's looking out for themselves. If you don't get it yours, someone else will get it. But we've got to shift to that more collectivistic view to take that into consideration and like keep in mind that we are having kids, and there's generations that are coming after us, and there's a lot of data to prove that things are changing and not in a positive way. So
We're all in this together, whether we like it or not.
yes. Okay, Troy Bolton.
What's that?
High School Musical? That is like a direct quote, like, we're all in this together.
It's also from an Old Crow Medicine show lyric, which I would rather be
even
credited
better.
for.
Even better. I was like, all right, Troy, go back to your basketball.
For the record, I have not seen that film.
That is a childhood gem.
When did that come out?
You should dabble. I think like 2000.
Oh, really? High
I
School
don't
Musical?
know. Maybe a little bit later, yeah.
How about that?
It was hot when it came out. I was in.
Okay.
I was a wildcat. Learned the dances, knew all the songs. I love a good musical, so sign me up. It's a feeling on a cold sunny day. Get to reeling, empty the ashtray. I've been doing fine. Don't ask me to tell you about all my time. Misbelieving, saying people change. Find a reason, go against the grain. Lost the notion of hope that was much bigger than us. You tell me count to 3, but it just ain't that easy. Not asking to be queen. Moving on to finer things. Turn of season, lavender champagne. Need to ease in, start to turn the page. Find a notion of a love that makes you feel like enough. You tell me count to 3, but it just ain't that easy. Not asking to be queen. Moving on to finer things. To keep on feeling fine. Oh, finer things.
Beautiful.
I always like throwing in that like alternative ending there. I was gonna put it on the recorded version, and then my cousin was like, damn, man, that sounds like, I Ah, shit. I'm forgetting the name of the song. Hold on, let me find it real quick. Because it sounds really similar to this other song, and you know that happens with music. There's
For
only so
sure.
many chords and variations in it, but
It's
I,
amazing that people can still write like songs that sound original.
yeah, yeah, man. I mean, that's like some of the interesting thing too with, when artists, when like other artists come forward and say like you ripped off my song and like you play them side by side. I know there's like a Dua Lipa song that this happened with, and it's like, damn, sometimes these could be really similar, but you might not even have heard this other song, and that happened with this, and I need to find this song right now and play it so that you will
I
hear
get
this.
suspicious when there's like a band or a song that's copied, but there's like a big producer working with them and they like know what's going to be a hit and they like probably ripped a song off as
Yeah,
opposed to like an honest just like you're going to play the same chords somebody else played.
absolutely. I think there's room for suspicion, or room for investigation
I
at some
think
point.
everybody is guilty until proven innocent when it comes to ripping off songs.
Touche.
We've got to draw the line somewhere and start, getting aggressive about something. So I think maybe it's starts with a fine, and then like 6 months in prison.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Straight to jail. You go straight to jail. Okay, I've got it. This is a song. It's a Groovin', the Young Rascals. Maybe if I have serves in here, it's like grooving on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh, is that like a older song?
Yes. Couldn't get away too soon. I'm like, I'm moving on to grooving on with. And I was like, fuck, man, that does sound pretty similar.
Dang, that's a little bit frustrating. Like, it sounds like you could have just maybe had come up with that.
It's different enough, but I was like, the way that we had the song go for an outro, I was happy with. So I'm like, we'll leave it. And then I just like to sprinkle it in the live shows and play it in things like this.
Yeah,
I
awesome.
got some room to mix it up.
I really appreciate you coming over.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. What a treat. What a fun little space.
So I figured I got a softball here at the end. What do you think like the meaning of life is?
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a real underhand softball. The meaning of life. I'm always reminding myself that we are just a bunch of little beings floating on a rock throughout space, and a lot of things don't matter, but I mean, in some ways, I think it's the cliche, like, to give love and to feel love in return. And I think the human experience is so singular and interesting because we have so much freedom and time and mental space that I think relationships are a big piece of it. I think for me, appreciation of nature, like loving of that, feels very central to my experience, at least so far. That's always a very grounding moment for me, to just get outside, put your feet in the dirt, or like lay in the grass for a minute. I feel like that always like brings it back to, just brings me back into myself. Damn, that's a hard, fast pitch question. What do you think the meaning of life is?
Well, I mean, I feel like that's a good answer. It's interesting that it tends to come back to these things that are pretty basic or pure, and when it comes to love and connection to the natural world around us, and less connection to the world that we build and that is complicated and overwhelming and stressful. Sometimes I write things down, and I think I wrote down like connection, love, learning, like things that are like connecting to the world around you, having some type of passion and wanting to learn about the world around you and people around you, and yeah, experiencing love and giving and receiving love with your fellow Homo sapien.
I like the learning aspect of your answer because I really agree with that. I hope and I want to always be learning and growing and changing my mind on things. And I always love, meeting older people or really old people who are like still taking in new information and like not getting stagnant and still growing and moving and changing. That's what I aspire to be.
That's such a great attribute and very challenging. Like,
Yeah.
you can recognize that, and then, like, just speaking of myself, like, I'll just fall into pitfalls and kind of view things through a bias, or like not having the curiosity on particular subjects to want to learn more.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so important to kind of view the world around you and your fellow human with curiosity and trying to understand like what the fact of the matter is or something like that.
Yeah. Curiosity. Always maintaining curiosity. That's the meaning of life.
Nice. I knew we'd get there.
It's a journey. We're riding the waves.
It's like a duality too. Like we're just a few specks on this planet in this galaxy, and it's also like everything. It's so over. It's just so huge. The experience of consciousness and everything around you, but when you zoom out, like life is everything, and then you can view it from a perspective where it seems meaningless. It's like meaningless and the most meaningful thing ever at the same time.
Yeah. That's where I'm like, we are a bunch of little specks on a rock floating through outer space. Nothing matters, but then also everything matters. And like, it's tough to find the in between.
What do you think about the word spirituality?
Spirituality. I mean, I was raised at a private Christian school in tandem with Catholicism, so I feel like I have a lot of kind of religious connotations with the word. I feel like I personally identify more as an atheist. So I think I don't know how to answer that. Spirituality seems,
Does it mean anything to you, the word?
I associate it with religion, specifically Christianity, which I've just come a very long way from. So it doesn't carry a whole lot of meaning for me, honestly.
Yeah, I see.
But I like see, where people gravitate towards it. And I mean, there could be something bigger going on here, man. I mean, I'd like definitely think I believe in ghosts or like something of that level. Yeah. I do love scary movies. But I don't know, I've got some like family members who have some crazy stories. But maybe that's just more of an energy thing. I don't know.
Some spooky stuff?
Yeah.
I like what Dan Hockman said. You know Dan?
Yeah.
He said like spirituality, if I'm remembering correctly, is just connection to something larger than yourself. Life is a mystery, and I feel like there's a lot we don't understand, and it's okay that we don't understand that, because we don't understand consciousness and why we exist in this moment. But so spirituality is an interesting word because it does carry a lot of baggage from religion and different things. And the reason I ask is because it's interesting to hear people's perspective. Like, I feel like you can talk to somebody and use that word, and you may not be using the same definition while you're speaking to another person.
Yeah. Yeah. Respect on Dan's answer. That's nice.
Have you seen a ghost?
I haven't seen anything, but when I was in like, I think early in high school, I thought that I was touched, like tapped on the shoulder by something upstairs, and our dog used to bark at this mirror that was like reflected onto like our top landing where our linen closet was, and he would just sit there and stare at it and like fucking bark, bark, bark. And one day I was putting linens away, and I swear I felt like 2 taps on my left shoulder, and I just like felt the hairs go up on my neck, but I don't know, man. I also watch a lot of scary movies. I could just be pranking myself, but
Yeah, the brain is
I
crazy.
try to keep an open mind.
One time when we were kids, like, the lights were turning off and on or something, and like, but it was the switch because we checked the switch, and my family was like freaking out. Something happened once where we called the cops because we weren't home or something, and like the
Yeah.
lights were turning off and on, and I thought somebody was in the house, and so I don't know. Ghost, right?
Yeah. Ghosts, man. I mean, I'm not entirely unconvinced. My dad and my aunt both have some pretty wild stories. So,
You know what might save this whole world? If ghosts came in the picture and just started like setting us straight, and because I feel like people who respect ghosts, they're not gonna be like arguing with them.
learn from the past, guys. Here's what we did wrong.
That's smart. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I guess that's history books though.
Plus,
for
it's
us
just
now,
like
right?
scary if a ghost is telling you like you guys need to get your act together.
Yeah. Lock it up.
I think you're gonna be in shock that a ghost is scolding you. You're not gonna be like, no, I don't think we need to have Medicare for all, or like.
They're like, give better health care
Just
to all
do it.
Americans.
This is a ghost. Yeah. That could be a good strategy to get some things done, maybe.
Let's get some apparitions going.
Awesome. Well, yeah. Do you want to give anybody a shout out before we close it up here?
Oh, I'm unprepared.
It's okay. Do you want to call anybody like a name, call them out, talk trash about them instead?
Oh, love that little shit talking. No, I'll give a shout out to my boy Banjo. That's what I got the tattoo for, my dog.
Awesome.
In a positive manner. He can be a little shit sometimes, but 9 out of 10 times. He's a sweet, sweet angel.
And your music's on Spotify. Where can people find you?
Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, all the shit.
Coming soon, or will be in Seattle when we release this. All right.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe I'll be West Coast watching.
Well, safe travels. I don't suppose you want to play us out on the mountains and sea?
I could do that,
Yeah.
sure. Well, I feel conflicted by the mountains and the seas, the breeze on the water, the tops of the trees. Something that's written just came over me. Well, I feel conflicted by the mountains and the seas. Well, my heart found its roots in RMNP. Hit the trails for a weekend, maybe a week. Get lost in my mind, overcome defeat. My heart found its roots with the Rocky Mountain peaks. And how will I know where to go? It's been clockwork for years, feeling a fear if I don't know where to go. I'll take the globe for a spin, see where it ends. Well, my mind's been saying, head to easterly lands. Get your feet in the ocean, hands in the sand. Face Mother Nature as best as I can. My head's saying, get to westerly lands. How will I know where to go? It's been clockwork for years, feeling a fear if I don't know where to go. I'll take the globe for a spin, see where it ends. I bet it's in a Buc-ee's parking lot.